So growing up in Devo, I was never super stoked on the racing side of it. In 7th grade, one of my coaches, Sarah Tescher, she asked if I wanted to come to this enduro race because I was definitely a better rider descending than I was sprinting up hills. So I remember my first Flyers trip. We went to Winter Park, and I was super new to the whole downhill thing. I wasn't super comfortable getting air on the bike or jumping. It was super rainy and it was closed, and so we ended up just going into the woods and riding our bikes through the trees and building a trail and building jumps, and it was just a super awesome opportunity for me to get to know everyone, and they were all super supportive. Maybe I wasn't hitting the same lines as them, but they were cheering me on and really were stoked. I think it would be really awesome to see more female participation, especially in the enduro and downhill scene. And I think that Duragno Devo is really doing a great job of getting more women on bikes.
Women in Durango are incredible cyclists. The terrain is harsh, the roads are long. Devo has a way of making it friendly for everyone, for every rider at any level. Cycling makes me feel strong. It makes me feel free. It has been the highlight and focus of my life. I'm so excited to be able to share the joy of cycling with the Durango community, to share it with my family and friends. Everyone that I meet that comes into the shop leaves happy and smiling because they know that they're going to be able to experience this wonderful community that we have here in Durango.
All about relationships with the coaches, with the teachers, because if they have a relationship, they have trust.
At the end of the day, no matter how you did, you're all just, everyone's happy and cheering everyone on at the end, and it's like they did it, you know?
And they're doing something, they're going off a jump or they're wheeling, and it's not something that kiddo can do at that moment, but the fact that they see it, then that gives that confidence, and that I think I could do that too.
Like taking my own riding to the next level by following other amazing female riders, because I've noticed that, you know, I'll see a guy go off a jump, you know, I'll watch John Bailey, Wile E. Coyote it all over the place, but I'm less likely to try that same line or run than if I were to follow another girl, another woman. And so being able to just follow world champions like Elke Broutsart and national champions like Sarah Tescher and my own riders like India Waller and learn from them.
I did learn even in those early days working with Chad Cheney and Sarah Tescher that the importance was more on fun and facilitating these group rides where the kids really didn't have to think about like the actual structure or the intervals. Like if you choreographed a cool ride that implemented all these really cool, fun things that you sort of layer in some hidden structure where you challenge them to be like, I bet I could beat you to the top of that, or I can beat you to the bottom of that, or whatever, you know, just some little random challenge that puts them in a race setting, but they don't even realize it.
I was in this position to extend my lessons from Devo into another aspect of cycling, something that I had picked up from the Devo mentality, and just having found mentorship myself with, you know, some of the coaches and riders within the program, I just kind of wanted to create that in my own world. It was kind of like a no-brainer to bring Ellen on, because I used to coach her on U14 anyway. I think if I could do a PSA for all women in sport, it's that you're an athlete without ever having to race. You know, I think just attempting to achieve something is really a cool process.
It wasn't until high school, I think my freshman year of high school, I did one of the first NICA races. I remember I didn't bring a jersey, and Sarah Tescher was the coach, and she was like, "You didn't bring a jersey?" I didn't know you needed to bring a specific jersey to go to a bike race. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a great race. I was just went out hard and didn't know what to do, and I actually, a girl crashed right in front of me at the finish line, and I helped her up, and we finished together, and I think I was second or third or something, and after that I was hooked. And I think if I had any message to say to developing riders in Durango is that you don't have to win to be a good bike racer, and you don't have to race to be a bike rider. Sarah had always been, this role model as, a high school racer. I always looked up to her. She had the fun kits. She had all the style. She had the fun dog. She had, she was a big role model, and she was someone I looked up to, and she was also kicking butt and doing it her way, which was a very unique thing.
How it always just continuously is full circle, and those same faces keep presenting themselves over and over and over again from the different ways they evolve through the sport. And then sometimes they even come back and surprise you again somehow, just becoming one of your coaches then. Ellen is now going to be the women's cross-country coach up here and be the mentor for some of our young women and share with them what she learned here, what she learned from me, what I learned from her as I learned to be a better coach.
Cycling allows me to experience a lot of new places, and you immediately have people you can relate to on some level, because cycling is a language of some sorts. If you're out there enjoying it on trails, everybody shares that love. I think having someone who's very encouraging in a way that it instills confidence, which is what all the coaches do, and what I've been taught from the people that I ride with who are coaches, when you can expand that to people who are new in the town and realize, we're not here to race you, we're not here to make you feel bad, we're here to encourage your love of cycling. And that's really what Devo's all about. Parents, especially moms, feel really guilty about taking time off and taking care of themselves. Oh, I can't go for a ride, I have to do this, I have to do that. But I think it's really healthy for you to realize, no, I deserve to have a little time for myself. You're going to be a better person, you're going to be a better parent, and you're also going to be a great role model for your kids.
I know, I think that's sort of the balance of talking to Amy and I, which is this balance of we're just naturally going to be positive. I know. And we're also naturally going to be there's good things happening, tell that story, that's the narrative. But we also have to balance the reality of that it has been really hard for female athletes
For
to get
sure.
exposure. It has been really hard for female athletes to get paid the same.
And it still is.
You know, and it still is, and it's still that. And it's just, Amy and I's, like, perspective is if we continue to change the narrative, to get the stories out there about these amazing women, that the change will continue.
Women are just as capable as anybody else to, you know, achieve big dreams and goals and do these big races. And I think seeing it to believe it is like a really big component.
It's cool to see, like, it does seem like we've reached this important tipping point where so many young women, and hopefully it's because they had some good mentors that helped them along the way to empower them to just sort of speak out for themselves and speak up for themselves in their sport.
I see it every day, like these really good things happening in our community. And, you know, yes, there's always other things happening, but there's a lot of good happening.
Yeah, right.
Towards like supporting female cyclists.